So The Hollywood Reporter is saying the live-action Mulan remake from Disney is going to be rated PG-13. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, Bloodmoon Bobby here. Hope you like the live videos I'm doing lately. But now I'm getting back to doing pre-recorded news commentary videos. So we're going to be talking about the live-action remake of Mulan from Disney again today. And this time we're actually going to be talking about its MPAA rating. So the Hollywood Reporter says that the live-action Mulan remake is going to be rated PG-13 for, quote, sequences of violence, and the site reports that this is the first Disney live-action remake to be rated PG-13. Yes, there have been other Disney movies that have gotten the PG-13 rating, like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and if you really want to go there, if you include other divisions that Disney owns, the Marvel and Star Wars movies under Disney are also rated PG-13. So, as a rating, it's technically not anything super new for Disney, but this is the first for a Disney live-action remake. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised, but then again, I guess I shouldn't be, considering, this is Mulan, especially Mulan being a war movie. I know that the original animated movie was rated G, but when you bring it over to live action and what they could really take advantage of, it was going to be a war movie. I still suspected that they might have kept it at PG just because the other remakes, most of them have PG ratings and they would want to broaden their appeal. But it makes sense with a movie like Mulan with those war sequences being live action. It would make sense. Now, granted, you're not gonna see. I don't think you're gonna see Mulan, slashing up like soldiers, and it's gonna get all bloody, like it's something like a Ninja Gaiden video game. Like, no, a PG-13 generally. That's probably gonna be that. There's gonna be a lot of sword fighting action, maybe one or two people may get stabbed. I know there's that scene in the original animated Mulan where she gets hurt, like Shan Yu hurts her, and they actually show the wound in close-up and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking maybe that's also what they're going for, or with this Mulan live-action remake. So I guess it's not too surprising. I was actually kind of thinking maybe Disney's first PG-13 rated live-action remake would have been the Hunchback of Notre Dame remake they're working on. I talked about it before with my friend Gabby, only because even though Hunchback, it does have action in scenes, the animated Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I was thinking that because it deals with some pretty mature themes for a Disney film, that it might have been the first. But no, the first Disney live-action remake to get the rating is Mulan. So it honestly doesn't really affect like how I feel in terms of my anticipation for the movie. I still have really mixed thoughts about how I feel about this upcoming Mulan remake that I'll talk about a bit in this video. But in terms of how would this affect me, it doesn't really affect me too much. I'm still considering whether or not I'll go see this remake. Down the line, I know, whether it be in theaters or if it turns up on Disney Plus or digital distribution. If this was back when I was like a 9-year-old, it might have deterred me a bit, because back when I was a kid, I really didn't want to see PG-13 movies, unless it was like a franchise I really cared about, like with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I believe that was the first PG-13 Harry Potter, and I was like, well, I want to see how the story continues, and I am starting to get older, so why not? And another one was actually the Simpsons movie, although that one was more for, it got the PG-13 more for the kind of humor that was in the movie. So it doesn't really affect how I feel in terms of anticipation for this Mulan live action remake. I still have my concerns. I appreciate it seems like they seem to be going in a more mature, kind of darker direction. Not that I didn't like the animated Mulan from 1998. I still really like that movie myself. I still really like Eddie Murphy's Mushu and the songs, but I just like seeing, I do appreciate that they're having a different take in this one and not just rehashing it, because my concern was if they were going to go in a musical direction, my concern would be it might be tonally inconsistent like the Beauty and the Beast remake. But I am also kind of wondering if this is a litmus test for future Disney live-action remakes. Not that every single one would be rated PG-13. I suspect that like 80% of the live action remakes Disney will still come out with, whether it be in theaters or on Disney Plus, will be rated PG. I mean, I can't picture the Lilo and Stitch remake being rated PG. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm no longer worried about what Stitch will look like in that remake, mind you, but it does make me think that if they're going to go for more action-packed remakes or remakes that deal with some mature themes, like I mentioned, the Hunchback remake, are they going to make those PG-13 if Mulan is successful? So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But the fact this is the first, it does, to me, it doesn't mean that it'll be the last. Like, the way I like to think whenever it comes to new developments like this is, okay, this company is going in this one direction. Does this mean it'll affect their future products? So that's where I'm coming from, because I don't like that to just be stagnant and think, oh, it affects this one thing. I'm curious to see if it'll affect not all. Like I said, I don't think it'll, like most Disney live action remakes will be rated PG-13. I mean, God, I hope they don't do a thing where like they make it needlessly, like make future Disney live action remakes like needlessly gritty or mature theme just to get that rating. I don't think Disney would do that. I just think for like certain ones that could be done with PG-13, Disney might consider that if Mulan is successful. I'm still kind of concerned because the trailers give a sort of inconsistent feel about the movie. It's like, okay, so you're going to go in a more mature direction. And my thought process was, oh, so it'll be more like a sort of realistic war movie with like the battle scenes with the Northern Warriors / Huns. But at the same time, they're going to put things like one of the villains is a witch and the Phoenix is going to replace Mushu. It probably means that this, it's not that it's going to be like a realistic sort of war movie. It's going to be more like a sort of war movie with fantastical elements with a bit of a dark side added to it. So I think dark fantasy, I guess you could say, is where they're going with it. It's not that they're trying to make like the Disney version of, I don't know, Saving Private Ryan or something. I mean, that's definitely not something that Disney could pull off. So it doesn't really affect my feelings about, my anticipation for this Mulan remake. But it is kind of interesting to me how this will be the first Disney live-action remake to get the PG-13 rating. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you interested in this live-action Mulan remake? Did you like the Disney film, the 1998 animated Disney film? Leave all those thoughts down below. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos, and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.